How's everybody doing? I have the honor and the distinction today to be with Charles Barr, who is running for City Council of District 7. He is going to be in a runoff here in November. For those who don't know who I am Anthony Brown. I'm a member of the NAACP, and I'm just looking to support someone who I feel like is going to change the narrative in District 7. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Charles. If you could kind of let everybody know a little bit about yourself, why you got involved in politics, and why people feel like they should vote for you as opposed to the other candidate that's running for District 7.
Thanks, Anthony. Like I said, I'm Charles Barr, run City Council District 7. I've lived on the north side in District 7 my entire life, and I've seen for decades nothing being done. Whether it's store closures around Gateway, East Side, all the way up to Dunn Avenue, whether it's our infrastructure, our roads tore up, money never seems to go into our district. If you go to other parts of Jacksonville, it doesn't look like the north side. And I just think that they ignore the north side and do nothing for us. We have communities, especially in the urban core, that the community centers for kids are all closed down. The parks are tore up. I get tired of seeing that. And I think it's time that we fund District 7 and put a stop to that. Something really hit me the other day during Election Day. I was at a precinct over on the east side, and I went to get one of the sign waivers for my opponent, some water. It took me 15 minutes to get to a store in my truck. And I'm thinking, well, how does somebody who don't have a car, how's a little granny who needs a loaf of bread, where does she go? Where does she go to get a loaf of bread? It took me 15 minutes to drive. That's got to stop. We've got to solicit these developers, these store owners, to put some stores in these districts, in these areas. These food deserts have got to stop. That's the kind of things I want to fight for. Of course, I've got to work with the City Council to get it, and I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm going to fight like heck to get it because I'm tired of nothing being done. What kind of got me in the race was something simple. Up where I live, the roads are just total disarray. We drive around in great big potholes and hit a piece of road every now and then. We get mad, and that's how bad it is. But once I got in the race and I started canvassing, and I've been walking for about 6 months, and primarily south of the Trout River, I'm learning all this other stuff. And the neglect that our neighborhoods get, East Side, Gateway, Panama Park, you name it, and the neglect that they get, it's got to stop. We've got to start putting some money into our communities and help the citizens everywhere in District 7, not just down on the river at the St. Johns River. I have no problem with development. I believe in all that, but let's put some of that money into the communities. And that's what I want to do. I'm tired of seeing us basically get nothing.
Now here's a question that I want to ask. I know a lot of people are thinking District 7, is that not the same district that Gaffney has been residing over for a while? And the person that you're running against, or the person that you're having to run off against, is Reginald Gaffney Jr.
It is.
So I guess the elephant in the room is he has a lot more name recognition. People know him. Whether he's been successful or not is another topic for another day. The question that I have, and I'm pretty sure that everybody else has, is with that name recognition and the fact that people know him and associate him with that district, why do you think you're the better alternative, and why do you think that you're going to win in November?
Well, I think that I'm going to get the votes because I've actually have been out door knocking. I have knocked on thousands of doors, probably about 3,700 doors. I've handed out around 15,000 pond cards. So I've shook a lot of hands and met a lot of people, and I'm out in the district listening to people, something that I know my opponent doesn't do. And I know that our current councilman don't do because I hear it. When I was on the east side, every single person I talked to said they had never seen a candidate and they never see the councilman in that area. And I think people are tired of it. Now, I know he's got the name recognition. I understand that. And I know I'm a nobody. And I'm new to the scene. But the people who I've met, the pastors who I've met a lot of pastors. I just met last week with the pastors right behind us here. And getting people to meet me and learn what I want to see done to the district, that's what's going to help me. I know I have to overcome that. But the fact of the matter is, Reggie Gaffney Jr. did not win 2 weeks ago. He didn't get 50% plus one, which tells me that the folks are tired of putting people in just for their name. And they want something different. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
What I like about you, Charles, is we're right now, if we could just kind of pan around, we're in District 8. This is Jacoby Pittman's district. But what I love about Charles is I believe that if he's elected, he will be willing to work with Republicans and Democrats for the betterment of Jacksonville as a whole. And that's what we need. We need people who are in these areas, regardless if they're black or white or Republican or Democrat, that really sincerely have the best interests of the community at heart. I'm not a fan of voting black, voting blue no matter who for black folks. I'm not a fan of voting red just because that's something that the predominantly white community does. I'm a fan of putting somebody in place who is going to change the narrative in these communities. And with that said, I love the fact that this is a community cleanup that Pastor D does a great job at. We just so happen to be out here for a community function that would have been great, but as you can see, Charles and others are still out here while it's still raining. In closing, we want to know again, once in office, what are you going to do that's going to be different from your predecessors or different from anybody else who has been in District 7 and some of these other neighboring, bordering districts as it pertains to changing the narrative of the community? Why should the people vote for Charles Barr?
Like I said, when I say the north side, it's not just District 7. It's District 8, it's District 7, it's the east side, everything really north of the St. Johns River. I'm tired of no funds being put in our district. I'm tired of our neighborhoods in shambles, our streets tore up, no stores, our businesses closing, and nobody even cares to try getting that back. That's what I'm going to fight to get. I'm going to work with the city council, I'll work with Ms. Pittman, or whoever else is in District 8, because when I talk to people and I say the north side, I include District 8 even though I'm running in District 7, because we're all part of it, and we need to come together and work on this. We shouldn't have less standards than they have on the other side of that St. Johns River. That's my whole point. And it's my promise to work and try to getting those funds and getting things done in our district, something that I personally think has not been happening for 16 years, and I don't want to see another 8 years of it. So I'm asking people to give me a chance. I met with, do you know Bishop Lorenzo Hall?
I don't.
Well, I met with Bishop Hall a couple weeks ago, and he said 2 or 3 times, he said, give change a chance. Finally, he said, Charles, write this down. This is your new slogan. You can see. I even had it put on my shirt.
Can they say it again? Turn back around. Okay.
It says, give change a chance. So I know that I'm not the person that you normally would vote for, but I'm asking for the opportunity for me to get in and work with City Council and give back to the community stuff that we don't have. Again, let's keep developing. I'm all for that. But let's shift some of that funds toward us because we deserve it.
Real quick, tell the people if they want to contribute to your campaign, if they want to volunteer with you, if they just want to be a part of what you have going on, let them know and give them some contact information how they can get involved with the Charles Barr candidacy.
You can go to my website, www.bar4jax, that's F-O-R. You can go to my Facebook page, Bar4Jax, or Charles Scooter Bar. Either one gets to me. You can call my cell phone, 904-626-9124. If you have one of my old cards, that email has suddenly quit working for some reason, you get my new email. It's bar4district7@yahoo.com, and that's ways you can get hold of me. There's also a donation site on my website. If you want to donate money, you can donate that way. It goes through electronically. Or if you'd be willing to volunteer to help me knock on doors or do anything, I'd be happy to I would love it if you could do that. So that's ways you can get hold of me.
I just want to say I thank you, I appreciate you, and I look forward to you being the next city council person for District 7. So we're going to close out. I just want to thank everybody, anybody who's interested in being a part of the NAACP. I encourage you to join. We're going to have elections in November. Charles Barr, new city council person for District 7, November. Go vote for this man. Out.